just couldn't get anything going. Great talent, Michael Smith, a huge talent. If he could just add that mental tenacity, he could start winning some big tournaments, I'm sure. David Platt lives in Perth, of course, now. Born in England, comes from the West Midlands, but has been over in Perth for 15 years or so, painter and decorator by trade.
Yes, no, David played very well myself. Stu said he'd played on the tour back in Britain for quite a number of years. And then when the PDC was formed, he moved over and acted on with us for a few years and moved over here, and he really has made himself quite a career on the darts scene here, one of the best players in Australia for a good number of years. However, he's up against one of the raw talents.
Ladies and gentlemen,
but if Michael Smith is a little bit off, especially in his opening legs, that's where Platty's got to get into him. Actually spoke to Dave in the swimming pool, he was up there. He's had a lot of back trouble, that's why it surprised me with him jumping around as he's coming on his walk-on.
Well, they'll certainly get on with it, these two, that's for sure. James Wade will just be relieved to get through against Kohar Kakiri.
93.
Wade will play the winner of this in the quarterfinals on Saturday here in Melbourne. Fantastic place, it really is.
100.
If they get the chance to come, take it. Lovely city.
60.
Yes, this complex here is one of the biggest, I think, hotel-wise and casino-wise, I think I've ever seen. Bigger than anything in Las Vegas.
78.
David Platt having a chase round the boards to find a treble. These opening 2 to 3 legs are so important to both players.
96.
If Platt can put Michael Smith on the back foot, we've seen Michael capitulate so many times, Stuart, haven't we? You know, he just...
I think it's a fair point that I make. Mental strength could be the key.
I agree.
For Michael Smith to turning what success he's had
84.
so far into big tournament wins. Big trophies. Winning the majors.
44. David require 150.
Well, there's a great chance for him to break the throw of Smith here. He needs to find a treble, which he's done. Well, sets it up absolutely perfect. There's David Platt. And this is really pressure for Michael Smith on his throw in the first leg. Platt's coming back, 3 clear darts
66.
at double 12.
David require 24.
And Smith way off the pace.
Game shown the first leg. David Platt.
Break a throw.
Second leg, David to throw first. Game on.
A veteran at World Series events, David Platt, but without any success. This is his 9th World Series appearance. Hasn't yet won a match. Maybe tonight's the night in Melbourne.
45.
Well, he's got to keep Smith on the back foot now. Mustn't let him up. Oh, that's number 4. Number 5, plenty of room to the left. Oh, and he fills it up. 2 maximums on the trot from Platt. And this would be the first time a 9-darter from one of the qualifiers.
David should require 141.
1-4-1. 3 darts in his hand. Treble 19. Double 12 for David Platt.
Oh, that would have looked in when he let go of it.
Yep. What an opportunity. Well, he did everything right. That was magnificent from David Platt, you have to say.
Well, he's just got to keep his calm, take a big, deep breath. He's got to make sure he just closes this leg out now. Don't mess around with it. Yeah, that's right.
10 darter.
Yes, 10 darter and 2 brilliant open legs from David Platt. His average is up to over the 115. Of course, Smith hit a 180 there, Stu, which was totally wasted.
34.
Well, I just had a feeling there, you know, I thought it was going in as well. It kissed the top wire of double 12.
42.
Oh, the crowd were on their feet here at the Hisense Arena in Melbourne.
140.
That would have been some spectacle. Under pressure, the young man from St Helens, Michael Smith, making his World Series debut here in Melbourne after Auckland and then Perth next weekend.
134. Mark requirement 142.
Needs to be in a rhythm, Michael Smith. Much better from him in this leg.
Well, he's possibly going to get 6 darts, but he doesn't want to go inside these 10s. Yeah, that's a perfect guide. Oh, hit the barrels, and this one's in. Oh, now, Stu. I mean, 130. Most good players like this. They're getting 2 darts at the treble 20, so his 3rd dart at the bullseye. Oh, that's unlucky. Yep, treble 5. What he's got to do is just got to leave a double and hope that Smith's first dart goes in the 10, comes inside.
90.
Which is exactly what he's done.
20. Game shot, the third leg.
He needed that.
I think the smile said it all there from Smith.
Yeah, David Platt, 8 World Series appearances, 8 first-round defeats, beaten by the likes of, well, Wes Newton to start off with. That was in the first ever Sydney Masters back in 2013. Then Taylor, Whitlock, Van Gerwen, Bunting, Lewis, Gary Anderson and Lewis again. He's not had much luck with the draw, but he can't complain about the draw here in Melbourne or the start that he's made. Can he maintain it?
Yeah, you mentioned Wes Newton there, and we hardly ever see Wes Newton on the tour now. I mean, he really is in the doldrums with his play, with his form. Whether we will see him on the big screen again, well, that could be doubtful, Stuart.
60.
If memory serves me right, Rod, a career high, world number 5, Wes Newton. Premier League player. He reached 3 World Championship quarterfinals.
34.
And again, if the grey matters on song, I think he lost all those quarterfinals 5-4. You talk about players whose careers have suffered in the whole dog-eat-dog world of professional darts, the highest level. Wes is one of those names, unfortunately for him.
145.
Much better from Michael Smith. Possible 13 darter to break the throw. Has he taken the fizz out of David Platt?
137. We require 40. Game shot in the full play.
2 apiece.
Fifth leg, Michael with the throw
Yes, and
first.
Smith has got the
Game
throwback. Platt got off to the most perfect start. Missing that 9 data in the second leg. It seemed to upset Platt's form a bit. He hasn't really got the consistency back that he had in the first 2 legs, so he's got to find a little bit of a rich vein of form.
46.
There he is, Tech Bridge.
Remembering very well beating Barney at Luna Park there in Sydney.
Yeah, that was harsh, wasn't it? It was hard work, getting on the ferry to go to work, passing the Sydney Opera House, going under the Sydney Harbour Bridge to Luna Park. That were tough times, Rod.
Yes, and getting on them barges with all the fans there and back. That was, yeah, that was good. It was good.
85.
Well, Smith's game has
95.
picked up. David Platt has dropped off a touch. A millimetre away from, well, an historic 9 darter here in Melbourne.
55.
As I said, the first 2 legs, he was absolutely superb on his scoring. He's just lost it now. Double top for Smith. Double top it is. Holds on to his throw and takes a 3-0 lead. That's the last 3 legs on the trot for Michael Smith. And now it's going to be an uphill battle for David Platt.
Well, David Platt won the Oceanic Masters here in Australia last year. His reward was a trip to the World Championship. Beat John Bowles in the preliminary round and then lost to Phil Taylor in the first round proper. Taylor coming up next here in Melbourne against Cody Harris of New Zealand. Confidence always the key for Michael Smith. You talk about, you know, ability and players who work hard, and Michael Smith has so much ability. You know, he practices hours and hours and hours, and too much, I think, sometimes, Michael Smith. But confidence players, of which there are many, for me, Michael Smith's right up there. His confidence in his play, terrific. Well, he isn't. He isn't.
60.
No, he always tends to waste the last start too many times for me. Just needs to keep his height, keep his rhythm. All 3 of those darts not forced. Just a good rhythm to him. Sometimes just pushes. Adrian Lewis does it at times as well. Just bring their shoulder into the action, which is going to make the dart go low 9 out of 10 times. Well, a little bit of pressure on this checkout. It's a break of throw to go 2 legs clear.
Well, he just got the single leg team, but no mistake with tops, and it's 4 legs on the spin. Since David Platt wired double 12 for a 9 darter and run the second leg in 10, he hasn't had a look in.
See, just with that last dart, he's just moving forward on the release. Just needs to keep his right heel on the floor. That'll stop him moving forward.
135.
But when he's on form, got a beautiful rhythm.
97.
What a memory that would have been to take away from Melbourne. A 9-darter. Still time.
84.
Well, they'll be disappointed without the single 19. Would have left him a finish, of course. Chance here for Platt, you know.
56.
Michael Smith shaking his head.
Yeah, well, the switch down to the 19s kind of messed him up. If he stayed on the 20s, you may have got a deflection. He would have had a dart of the double if he walked up and hit 2 trebles with this visit. But now, 2 trebles can only give him a dart at the bullseye. However, he wasn't really punished by David Platt, so 2 treble 19s. That's not going to happen. Well, that doesn't help.
76.
Well, the 19s route will be the same for David Platt. 4 19s leaves the bullseye.
Well, so close from a little bit of darting history.
34.
But now we may be close to another first-round exit, David Platt. 7-7.
74. David required 92.
Well, this really would give him some hope. It would get him back in the game. Brilliant, 16. Biggest start of the match, this.
76. Michael required 14.
Well, the 7s are not a given. He's got to attack it. He's either got to split it or hit it. Now the 3 2-2.
Game
2-2 it is. If it picks the first dart low on the 7s, the way his darts kick up would have just masked it. So he said you have to attack those low doubles. You either hit them or you split them.
5 legs on the spin rod for Michael Smith.
Yeah, I mean, David Platt, the first 2 legs scored absolutely brilliantly, obviously missing the 9-darter, and I think that's kind of lost his concentration a little bit. And since then, he's not really put a string of high scores together and made it quite easy for Michael Smith to roll off the 5 legs. Because Smith, you know, average of 88 is not going to send any messages out.
That's his first 140. Hit the 2 180s on his way to that brilliant leg. James Wade, Peter Wright, Darryl Gurney already through to Saturday's quarter-finals here in Melbourne. Well, Platt, you would think, should stop the rot here. 2-0 up. 5-2 down. Was it going to be a 9th consecutive World Series first-round exit for David Platt?
I like the 25 route here. Guarantees him 2 darts at a double when he comes back. Well, he's only going to get 1. Smith goes up and hits 140, gives himself a dart at a double. Platt now may only get 1 dart at a double. Admittedly, if he hits a treble 10, he'll have 2, but sometimes you just have to play the percentages. And for me, the 25 there would have been a better route.
David requires 62.
Tops for Platt.
22.
Well, can he win the match in some style?
$62. David require 40.
Strange old leg, this one. Platt now looking at tops again.
Tops he gets. He had 2 darts at double 16 in the previous leg. He could be sitting there 4 legs apiece. However, he now finds himself in a position where he's got to break the throw of Michael Smith.
41.
Couldn't take advantage. The odds you'd have got on both starting this leg with 41. Well, the tip of the dart wasn't touching, so it doesn't count.
He had his chance with Smith kicking off with 3 bad darts, and now Smith is well and truly in the driving seat.
94.
Just needs one major treble with every visit. And he'll have a couple of darts of the double to move into the second round.
With the best performance so far, David Platt stays in the race with a third maximum. Here comes Smith. Yeah, Darryl Gurney, the best performance of the night from the darts professionals. You've got to say Peter Wright, James Wade and Michael Smith so far have been, by their high standards, average.
97.
Yes, you
106.
just say it's just gone over the finishing line in the first round, but you do like to send a message out to everybody else. Double 16, that's the game.
Yeah, finishes in style with a second 10+ finish, not at his best.